The night was quiet. The wind moved gently through the trees, as if heaven itself were whispering across the earth. Countless people lay awake, carrying burdens too heavy to describe. Some had lost hope. Some had lost opportunities. Others had spent years praying for a breakthrough that never seemed to arrive. Among them was a soul who had almost stopped believing that anything could change. Every closed door had felt like rejection. Every delay had seemed like silence. Every unanswered prayer had become another reason to wonder whether heaven had forgotten. Yet, what could not be seen was that God was already preparing something greater than the closed doors left behind. Sometimes the greatest blessing begins with what appears to be disappointment. A door closes. Not to punish, not to abandon, but to guide someone toward a better destination. Imagine standing before a long hallway filled with doors. You knock, nothing happens. You wait, still nothing. Then you hear a quiet reminder in your heart. Trust me. Keep walking. At first it makes little sense. Why continue when every door seems locked? But farther down the hallway stands one final door. Unlike the others, it opens effortlessly. Behind it is everything that was being prepared all along. Many people stop before reaching that final door because discouragement convinces them that the journey is over. Yet faith keeps walking. Faith believes that God's timing is wiser than human understanding. Faith remembers that delays are not always denials. As dawn slowly approached, light began breaking across the horizon. Darkness could not hold back the morning forever. In the same way, seasons of hardship do not last forever. Every sunrise is a reminder that hope returns. Perhaps today feels like another ordinary day. Perhaps nothing around you has changed. Yet unseen foundations may already be shifting. Opportunities can appear unexpectedly. Relationships can be restored. Peace can return after seasons of fear. What seemed impossible yesterday may become possible tomorrow. The new door may not look the way you imagined. Sometimes it appears as forgiveness instead of revenge. Sometimes it comes through unexpected friendships. Sometimes it arrives as courage to begin again. And sometimes the greatest miracle is not a change in circumstances, but a transformed heart that sees life with renewed hope. So if you are weary, do not give up. If you are waiting, continue trusting. If you are afraid, remember that courage often grows one small step at a time. The journey is not over. The story is still being written. And perhaps, just beyond today's uncertainty, a new beginning is waiting. The first sign that a new season was coming was not a miracle everyone could see. It was a quiet change within the heart. The fear that had once whispered, "Nothing will ever change," slowly began to lose its power. In its place came a gentle confidence, a hope that refused to disappear, even when circumstances looked the same. Each morning became an opportunity to choose faith over fear. The old disappointments still existed, but they no longer defined the future. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, the traveler paused beside a peaceful river. The water reflected the fading light, reminding them that even after the brightest day, darkness never has the final word. Dawn always returns. In that quiet moment, a simple truth became clear. Every closed door had taught something valuable. Some had taught patience. Some had taught humility. Some had revealed a strength that only grows through difficult seasons. Looking back, it became easier to see that what once felt like rejection had often been protection. Opportunities that seemed perfect would have led to paths never meant to last. The waiting had not been wasted. It had been preparation. Like a seed buried beneath the soil, unseen growth had been taking place all along. Long before anyone could see the first green shoot, life was already at work beneath the surface. So it is with hope. Many people believe that nothing is happening simply because they cannot see immediate results. But the greatest transformations often begin where no human eye can see. Then, one ordinary morning, something unexpected happened. A conversation that seemed unimportant opened the way to a new opportunity. A relationship that had been broken began to heal. An answer arrived after months of silence. The change did not come with thunder or flashing lights. It came quietly, steadily, almost gently. And that is often how new beginnings arrive. Not all at once, but one faithful step at a time. The traveler realized that the new door was more than a single event. It was a new way of living, with greater peace, deeper trust, and renewed purpose. The road ahead was still unknown, but it no longer seemed frightening. Where fear had once stood, courage now walked. Where doubt had once spoken, hope answered. The future was no longer defined by yesterday's disappointments, but by the possibility of tomorrow. As the path stretched forward, the traveler smiled for the first time in many months. Not because every problem had disappeared, but because they had discovered that hope is stronger than despair. And with that realization, the new door slowly opened. Not only before them, but within them. The journey was entering a new chapter, one filled with fresh opportunities, unexpected blessings, and the quiet assurance that, even in uncertain times, faith can lead us forward. The door stood open, not with the loud sound that startled the world, but with the quiet certainty that a new chapter had begun. For a moment, the traveler hesitated. Beyond the doorway was unfamiliar ground. The past, though painful, had become familiar. The future held promise, but it also required courage. Then the traveler remembered every lesson learned during the long season of waiting. Patience had strengthened the heart. Faith had replaced despair. Hope had become brighter than fear. With one deep breath, the traveler stepped forward. Nothing around them looked perfect. There were still challenges to face and questions without immediate answers. Yet something had changed forever. They no longer walked as someone defeated by yesterday. They walked with confidence that every new day carried fresh possibilities. As the path unfolded, unexpected blessings appeared. A kind stranger offered encouragement at exactly the right moment. A forgotten opportunity returned in a new and better form. Broken relationships slowly began to heal through forgiveness and understanding. Even small victories became reminders that every step mattered. The traveler realized that true transformation was not measured by wealth or success alone. It was measured by peace that remained even during uncertainty, by kindness that endured through difficulty, and by hope that continued to shine when circumstances were still changing. There were days when old fears tried to return. A voice of doubt whispered, "What if this doesn't last?" But the traveler had learned something important. Fear always looks backward. Faith keeps moving forward. So each morning became a choice to believe that setbacks were not the end, a choice to keep serving others with compassion, a choice to remain grateful for every blessing, whether great or small. As the weeks passed, people began to notice the difference. They asked, "What changed?" The traveler smiled and answered gently, "I stopped believing that every closed door meant my story was over. Sometimes a closed door simply gives us the chance to discover a better path." Those words brought hope to others who were carrying burdens of their own. One by one, discouraged hearts found courage again. One by one, people discovered that new beginnings often arrive quietly, growing stronger each day through perseverance, wisdom, and faith. The traveler looked toward the horizon. The journey was far from over. There would still be mountains to climb and valleys to cross. But no matter what lay ahead, one truth remained. Every sunrise is another opportunity to begin again. Every act of kindness plants a seed of hope. And every step taken in faith can lead to a future brighter than the one left behind. With renewed purpose, the traveler continued walking, not because the road was easy, but because hope has